City Noir was composed for the Los Angeles Philharmonic, an orchestra that I've had a long and wonderful history with. And this event, the first performance, was even more exciting because it was the first official concert conducted by their new music director, who's since become a very dear friend of mine, Gustavo Dudamel. I wanted to write something that was about Los Angeles, and obviously the first thing one thinks about with Los Angeles is the culture of the movies. And my interest in Los Angeles and Hollywood film, of course, really centers on the tradition of noir films, which is why I call the piece City Noir. I was also inspired by a book by the great Californian historian Kevin Starr, who wrote very, very evocatively about the culture of 1940s and 50s, not just the films, but novels, newspapers, photography, all the kind of activity that had that dark, sort of seamy slice of life, occasionally violent atmosphere that typifies a noir film. So I conceived of a symphony, a three-movement symphony that could be experienced as a pure work of symphonic music, but also at the same time could be experienced as a film score to an imaginary noir film. So I invite the listener to experience the music and make up his or her own film to go with it. The first movement features a kind of nervous jazz drumming and a skittish alto saxophone that screams and squawks and riffs over the orchestra. A lot of walls of big band sounding brass music, and then sudden filmic cuts to highly charged lyrical string music, all the kind of memes and archetypes that you hear in the film scores from that era. The second movement is called The Song Is For You, and it's a more reflective blues influenced movement. I think you'll hear just a little hint now and then of a piece like the Gershwin Piano Concerto or some of the big band music of Stan Kenton or Duke Ellington. The last movement is called Boulevard Night, and certainly the music is among the wildest, most garish music that I've ever composed. I guess David Lynch is really the guardian angel of this movement. It begins with very quiet, kind of expansive urban landscape, as if you were viewing the city from a distance at night. You could see all the glimmering lights in the distance. A long, lazy, lyrical trumpet solo, which was inspired by the beautiful trumpet writing in that movie Chinatown with Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway. And then the music grinds its gears and moves into this wild, charging gamut of mechanical sound, like a gauntlet that the orchestra has to run through, and finally breaks through onto the other side where there's a kind of scene that suggests some very violent urban event, I don't know, a car chase or whatever, and a final ride out with all the percussion section with all pistons firing at top speed.